This is take 2 because I'm bipolar. No. It's because I was trying to say a thing without saying the thing, so I'm going to say the thing without calling somebody out. Let's try that. So, if it's your first time here, stay tuned. It gets interesting. The channel is called Brilliance Bipolar for now, but we're working on the branding because I'm not just bipolar. Anyway, but to that point, there is a lot of stigma around mental health. As I've talked about on this channel before, I am a staunch advocate for mental health awareness, breaking down stigma, and it didn't really happen that way like by choice. It's almost just been like a necessity because there's been times in my life when I have been really symptomatic, and there's still times when my symptoms flare up, and the matter of what my diagnostic labels are, like, it matters, and it matters to an extent, because like bipolar doesn't capture all of it. It might even be just as well to say highly sensitive person, or and as well as like ADHD and all these other diagnoses, labels, alphabet soup that are a part of my identity. But nonetheless, like, I guess it's good that there are people out there that kind of claim their diagnostic label and shed light on it, because I know I lean on channels in media and blogs or whatever about say ADHD or just being neurodivergent in general, to help me kind of, it sort of, in a way, it helps to boost my self-esteem, because it makes me feel like maybe I'm not such a horribly worthless freak of nature, or whatever. For example, sometimes the self-esteem, like that stigma and the bias, like, it sinks in, and it can be subtle, and so, like, all of that to say that I'm an advocate. I'm pretty outspoken about it, but I also am judicious about, like, who I'm revealing my diagnosis to, like, say when I first meet someone or whatever. But I had an experience recently where this person was aware of, like, my media presence, my massive social media following. Okay, you're one of the very special trend-setting ones, by the way, you person who's watching this still. Anyway, so thank you for that. But I digress a little. Hashtag unedited. This person being aware, aware of this name that I've claimed, this bipolar brilliance or brilliance bipolar, and was screening me for something, and I got the sense that they were trying to be very sensitive about the way that they were phrasing their inquiry. So it could just be that I'm real sensitive, or it could be that, like, I'm just hyper aware of underlying stigma, because it's like I have legit been traumatized, rejected, because of my mental illness. So, like, I guess because of that, I have become extremely aware of these signs. So, for what it's worth, this was my experience with that, is kind of like, so you're gonna go through some challenging situations, if you kind of make it through this screening, and are chosen for this role, like, given your open, like, history of mental illness, so I'm not going to remember the exact words that were used. I might be able to recreate them if I thought about it, but like what I heard was, are you going to go cray cray on us? Because like we can't deal with that. That was what I heard. Oh, so that sucked. I'm just going to say, like, that sucked because like I just immediately like rose to the, like, you know, I'm going to defend myself with reason and logic and all the reasons that, like, I, you know, have a fairly mild case of bipolar spectrum disorder, and even at my worst I was still very self-aware and la ba da ba da. But like, it's like, even as I was starting to do that, I was starting to feel shitty about that, because like, first of all, as I've also said, if you followed with me, like, I recognize that it is a privilege that my mental illness, while it is considered a severe mental illness, because like it's been severe, and like at the same time it could be so much more severe, and I'm aware of that. There's near and dear people in my life and many people that I've worked with over the years, as clients, as colleagues, whatever, that have it tougher, that sometimes do totally kind of lose themselves, you know. That doesn't make me better than them or them worse than me. And like, it is a privilege to be able to articulate your symptoms. It's a privilege to know a couple things about the physiology behind stuff, you know, or whatever. It's a privilege to know about how it can be managed through lifestyle. And like, so I feel like I just kind of like stepped on that and was like, yeah, but don't worry, like, I'm not gonna totally lose my shit, because like I'm like not that bad, you know, like I'm cool, even if I got a little cry-y or something. Like, and it was like, ooh, it left a bad taste in my mouth, because I don't feel like I was really part of the solution there. Like, missed opportunity to advocate. And did I just slap myself on the back of my hand? Bad. Bad outspoken mental health advocate. How dare you try to preserve yourself in the heat of the moment. Yeah. Anyway, just an awareness. I mean, a lot of the so-called advocacy that I do is about raising awareness. So even though hindsight, it's not 2020. I am never seeing 2020 in this lifetime, but hindsight helps us to see better usually. So you know, so that awareness maybe could help somebody else. What would I do differently? I mean, what would be the ideal thing? Would be, actually, I'm gonna stop there, because I really would like to, if you made it like this far in the video, to, you know, maybe put up a yin yang or a candle or something like that in the comments, so I know that you made it that far. And I'd also really like to know what you think would be a better way of addressing that. I do have some ideas about that, but this video is getting almost to the 10-minute mark, so that seems like a good place to cut it off. And if you like this video, if you'd like to see more of them, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so I know you're out there. You can keep your subscriptions private, so if you're self-conscious about it, nobody else is going to see it. All right, well, remember to take care of yourself first so you can be there to take care of others. And I don't know if I'm done, but I think I better stop. So, not sure who needed to hear this today, but maybe it was you. Take good care.